Hello guys, and welcome to my review of the Breville hot cup with variable water dispenser. Now there's already a few review videos out there on the web, and this model has been out for quite some time, but I wanted to share my review with you as this is the second hot cup I've owned in the last 5 years or so. So let's get on with the unboxing first. I'll chat about the features this model has, then we can give it a test, and along the way I'll tell you why I absolutely love these Breville hot cups. The kettle itself comes very well packaged in this nice colourful box, and you'll see lots of information on the box such as customer care numbers, websites and product features. There's also a very handy quick start guide in the box, and the full instructions are in English. In the box you'll find the kettle itself, the power base, and mine had a UK plug on it, and also the drip tray. The power cord itself measured about 80 centimetres on mine. Okay then, so the first nifty feature of this kettle is that on the power base you can wrap the power cord around the inside of it if it's too long for you, and just pop out what you need in this little slot here. Nice and neat. The lid itself is easily opened by pressing this little silver button, and you'll notice that the lid pops up nice and slowly. Yes, there is gearing here. The kettle itself is nice and light when it's empty, and the water level is written on both sides of the tank, which is handy. The controls are easily accessible on the top and very easy to use. There's a cup size adjustment knob, and this allows you to set how much water you want out of the kettle, so anywhere from a small teacup to a large mug and anything in between. There's also a start button and an emergency stop button which stops the flow of water immediately when pressed, just in case you've got the setting a little wrong. So I'm going to run through the startup guide for the kettle, which states that I must fill the tank up to the max, pop a cup under, and then empty the tank to clear out anything left over from the manufacturing process. Now while I'm doing this, I'll also be adjusting the little cup size knob to get the water flow exactly right for the type of mugs I have. And I'll be timing how long it takes for the kettle to actually boil. So I've speeded this up a little bit for you, and as you can see, the very first time I boiled it, it took around 62 seconds. This does improve later on. So the way I fill my kettle up is to use a water jug with a filter in it. And there are 3 reasons why I do this. The first reason is that the kettle is easier to fill this way. The second reason is that filtered water actually makes the tea taste a lot better. And the third reason is to prolong the life of the kettle itself. So using filtered water, you don't actually get any limescale buildup in the kettle at all, so you don't ever have to descale it. Now if you did feel the need to empty the kettle, you can do so by just opening the lid and tipping it upside down. Just make sure you've got the start button pressed in, so the valve stays open and allows the water to flow backwards and forwards through the pipe. So the main reason that I like this hot cup from Breville is the fact that you can put a cup underneath the spout, put a tea bag in it, press the start button, and then wander off and do whatever it is that you're rushing to do, whether it's getting ready for work or playing with the kids or tidying up or washing up. You can literally leave the kettle to do its work, to boil the water, drop it in the cup the exact right amount, and 3 or 4 minutes later you can come back to the kettle and have a perfect, well pretty perfect cup of tea. Pop your milk and your sugar in and then you're away. It's absolutely brilliant for that and I love it. So as I said, this is the second one I've owned, so I've just purchased this one. The first one I had for, it must have been 4 or 5 years, or a similar model from Breville for 4 or 5 years. It's only just started letting me down. There's a little bit of water leaking out the bottom of it, which is probably just a seal to be honest. But 4 or 5 years for a kettle to last at this price point, in my opinion, is fantastic. And Breville, if you're listening, ways to improve this model. It would be great if you could slide up and down the drip tray that you sit the cup on. So if you're using the really small teacups that sit on the drip tray, if you could move them up closer to the nozzle, it would significantly reduce the amount of splatter you get from the hot water. You don't get a lot on this model, but it would significantly reduce that, no doubt. Also, an idea for future models, if you was to make this half the width again, so a new model at half the width again, stick 2 nozzles on it so you could make 2 cups of tea at the same time. That would be absolute utopia, and of course engineer the hell out of it. I'd still pay for it. Well, I hope you liked this review and I look forward to seeing you again soon.